Without a doubt, moving to the Philippines is one of the best moves I have ever made in my life. There's no questions about it, no ifs, ands, or buts. But I got a list of reasons that I think it's been great for me to move to the Philippines. Going by trike. Here we go. What is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Abroad. I'm your host, Richie Rich. Today I am doing kind of a special 1 year edition of Richie Abroad. I've been doing this for a little over a year now, and I'm back in the States for 2 weeks to visit my family and my friends, and thought I would just share some insight with you guys about my move to the Philippines. People are always asking me about why I moved to the Philippines. People ask me, do I wish I hadn't, how do I feel about moving to the Philippines? And so today I'm going to share with you guys a little insight on me moving to the Philippines, how I feel about it a year later. Now, after a year and change in the Philippines, you kind of know your way around. You kind of know the people, the culture a little bit more, and you kind of know what you've gotten into. And so first and foremost, I got to say, without a doubt, moving to the Philippines is one of the best moves I have ever made in my life. But I got a list of reasons that I think it's been great for me. I'll start with the obvious. I'm from California, so the cost of living in the Philippines is just so much cheaper than it is living in California. I mean, the condo that I live in would easily cost about $2,000 in the middle of the city center, in the middle of the capital, in the city center. That condo would easily cost about $2,000. So, I mean, that's first and foremost. Me and Ching did a video on this last year, I think like in October of last year. And the cost of living for 1 month for me is literally, and I mean this in all sincerity, and I live pretty well. I mean, I'm not living chintzy. I'm not living in some little 1-bedroom place. The cost of living for me is about $900 a month. That includes food, that includes my condo, that includes travel, that includes electricity, internet, everything you can think of. The cost of living is literally like $900. It is not $1,000. And then I still have some left over. So that has been a godsend to me. I mean, just the cost of living in and of itself is reason enough to have gotten the hell out of California, and even the US for that matter. But second, just the relatively stress-free life. One of the things I really wanted to do, and I believed I could do, was become like I guess people call it a digital nomad. And I felt like I had the ability, with my education and my background and experience, I feel like I had the ability to work from home and to be able to start a career doing that. And I've been able to do that successfully. Being able to teach law classes online has been incredible. It has been really incredible. I can work from anywhere in the world, but I can work from home, so I don't have to commute. I can work from anywhere in the world for that matter. But it has been really, really cool. The salary is not so bad either. So that has been something that I had no idea that I could do when I first got here. But being able to work from home has been crazy cool. No need for a car. I mean, you save $500 just from car and insurance. You save $500 a month easily. No need to worry about transport or commuting. Living in a condo in the Philippines has been super cool. I know that I'm in a minority, but I personally think that being a homeowner sucks. I hate maintenance. I hate yard work. I hate all that stuff that goes with maintenance on your own home. I'm a 2-time homeowner, and it's just something that I never got into. I don't get the thrill of working on your house all the time. When I come home from work, I just want to relax. I don't want to do yard work. I don't want to do all that other crap. I just want to relax. And I know, people want the security and the safety of living in their own home. I absolutely get that. But for me, I like living in a condo where everything's done for you. The security is on point. The people are nice. You have your own space, and I definitely like it. It has definitely been something that I enjoy a lot. The next thing I was going to say is being in the Philippines has been awesome as far as nature. I'm a nature freak. I love nature. I love being outside. I love, obviously, this is my third walk of the day. But I'm a nature freak, so being next to the mountains, I mean, if you look outside my balcony, you can see that I'm right literally in the middle of the city center, and I'm in the middle of the city, but just over the horizon, right past all the high rises, is the mountains. They're right there. So I'm not even I'm like 30 minutes away from being in the mountains where I can go hiking, where I can, get out in nature and just enjoy it. Fresh air, hiking, very few people. I love that. That's what makes my clock tick. That's what makes me go. It gives me peace of mind. I would say I probably work about 60 hours a week. So some people might say that their work-life balance would be better living in the Philippines. I'm probably not that person, because in truth, I work about the same amount in the Philippines as I did at home. I definitely miss being around other American people who are friendly, who are going to say hi, who are always smiling. Might be fake smile, but they're always smiling. Those are things that I miss. And people just talking wherever you're at, people talking to you and all that stuff. I think the people in the Philippines are extremely friendly. They're some of the nicest people I've ever met. But at the same time, you miss things from your own culture. When you move to a whole new country and you kind of get into their culture, you're going to miss things from your own country, no matter where you come from. So I think that's, what are you going to do? You can't have everything. Everything can't always be great. So that's not a bad thing. Other things that I really love about being in the Philippines, I love being in the city center. You can go wherever you want to go. There's not much that you can't do in Manila that you could do at home in California, or in the US for that matter. You can't ski. You won't be able to ski, or snowboard, but I'm not a super big skier or snowboarder anyways, so that's not a big deal. But otherwise, in the water-wise, there's waterfalls everywhere. There are mountains everywhere you look, everywhere you go. I love being in the city center and getting up and doing things in the city. It's actually really cool. There's not much that you can't get in the Philippines. It might cost a little bit more than it would cost you in the US, but it's fun and it's worth it. I mean, sometimes you just want to get what you want to get, and I think that's kind of cool. Things that I do miss about being in the US, obviously I'm here in the US, and the neighborhood is nice and quiet. You miss being able to walk around the neighborhood. Well, it kind of was quiet except for this noise over here. But you miss walking around in your neighborhood and saying hello to people saying hello to you, and you kind of miss the friendliness and the friendly environment and atmosphere. And it took me 10 years of living abroad to understand that as Americans, we are very, very different people. And so as much as I like other foreigners, I like the Euros and I like the Africans, I'm partial to my American brothers and sisters, because we get it. We get each other. We understand each other. Our sense of humor is different and all that stuff. So there's very few things that I don't like, but there are always cons with the pros. All right. So the last thing that I definitely like about being in the Philippines is the culture. The culture is crazy. I mean, there's some, we'll call them nuances, some differences to their culture over there. But for the most part, some very, very cool people. Some really cool people, very friendly people. You're seldom going to run into people who are not friendly, especially if you're a foreigner. Most of them are friendly. Sometimes you got to be careful about how friendly they are. But for the most part, the people in the Philippines are really super friendly, very curious about life outside of the Philippines and life in your country, have a lot of questions to ask you, and are, really want to know about you and really want to know about your culture and where you came from. So I really like that. I like learning about Philippines culture. I like learning about, learning the people. The people have good sense of humor. And so that's probably one of the best things I like about being in the Philippines is definitely the people out in the Philippines. I think that's about all that I really wanted to say. Well, not really. There's one last thing I want to say. There's one thing that I want to say, and I'm going to take a moment. I like to give credit where credit's due. I want to give a shout out to Ching, and I want to give a shout out to her family as well. Start with her family, because her family has been, so cool to me since the moment I got here, or I'd say since the moment I first met them, because I probably didn't meet them until maybe a few months after I got here. But I really want to say our family, from her mother, her father, her brother Richard, her sisters, both of them, and the rest of the family. They've been so cool. Very receiving, great hosts, always willing to help. Just phenomenal people. And I really wanted to give them a shout out and thank them for cooking me nice food, for just for being good all around people. I mean, you don't always get people like that. And you know, the things that they've done for me, they didn't have to do those things. But you know, it's like, I don't know. It just, when people do kind things for you, you always want to express your appreciation for the things that they've done. And I definitely want to do that here. So thanks to Ching's family. Shout out to all of you guys. You guys have been awesome. You guys are like my family away from family. And I really appreciate that. Before we close this video out, I want to give a shout out to Ching. Because as much as you, there are times when I want to pull my hair out. You see, I got more white hair now than I've ever had before, but I mean, it could have something to do with my age too. But that's not the point. The point is, you make me crazy sometimes. But if you guys don't know, Ching is someone who has a dynamic and incredible heart. She's super giving all the time. She's always trying. She gives and she gives and she gives her time, her effort, her energy. And I really appreciate it. In so much as we know what differences we have. And in so much as there are times when you really make me want to pull my hair out, there is nobody that I would rather be around. There is no one that I would rather work next to. There is no one that I'd rather laugh with and joke with. And as much as we do, day in and day out when we're working on this, you've been incredible. And I want to say thank you for it. I want to say thank you for everything you've done, everything. Shopping at the wet market, helping me in so many different ways, doing things and going all out, doing things that you didn't have to do. You could have let me do on my own. You could have let someone else do those things for me, but you volunteered. And that is the key point. You actually volunteered to help me without me even needing to ask you at all. You volunteered to do that. And I really appreciate that. Shout out to you, Ching. I hope we get a chance to work together for years and years to come. And we get to put out some quality content that our audience is going to love. I think we're going to get to. And I'm looking forward to our plans to talk more and show more about our lives and our travel out in the Philippines. So shout out to you. Thank you so much for all the effort and energy that you put into Richie Rich Abroad and making it the channel that it's become and still is becoming, because we got a lot of work to do still. But I want to say thank you. You know, if I hadn't moved to the Philippines, I would never have started this channel. I wanted to start this channel to share my travel experience, share my experience of living abroad with the audience, and that's what I've been able to do so far. But we have plans on expanding that a lot. We have a lot of fun. We really have a lot of fun together. Thank you so much for sharing this time with us. We really appreciate it, and we seriously hope that you'll continue to watch our show, enjoy it. And if you have suggestions about what we can do to improve or some content that you'd like to see us make, we always love those. Until then, thanks so much for watching this video. Looking forward to getting back to the Philippines next week. And remember, if you like this video, you can check out our other videos. I know you'll like these too. This is Richie Rich for Richie Rich Abroad. I'm out. Deuces.